The topics that we're going to discuss, first of all, EPF likely to pay 5.4 to 5.7% dividends this year, according to analysts. Their third quarter report was released and it showed quite a jump in their investment income. How to invest in Malaysian ETFs? Many of you do not know it, but Bursa Malaysia actually offers over 16 types of exchange-traded funds. Some of the funds track well-known assets such as gold and the US stock market. So I'm going to show you guys how to invest in them later. And finally, Luno now offers instant deposits through Touch and Go. This one is part of their goal of onboarding everyone to crypto. And interest in crypto is gradually coming back because Bitcoin has rallied by 30 to 40% in less than 2 months. We'll also talk about that. As usual, not financial or legal advice. But before I dive right into the main topics of the night, let me just quickly talk about a recent post which went super viral on Twitter. Now, this netizen is saying that people are normalizing a Malaysian meal, a lunch, a standard lunch, at more than 20 ringgit and saying that it's cheap. It's not cheap. People in Singapore earn on average 4K Sing dollars and their food is below 10 Sing dollars. If we earn 4K, our meal should be around 10 ringgit as well. And a lot of people are agreeing with this, so I decided just to add a few more facts on top of that. So let's have a look at Malaysia's minimum wage is 1,500 ringgit. And this one, quite a few people say that it's beneficial, but over the long term, it may do more harm than good because employers, they tend to use this minimum wage as an anchor in order to pay people. Okay, this is why you have doctors, lawyers, and engineers severely underpaid. And meanwhile, Singapore, they have no minimum wage, but the low-income population, they are already earning at least 1,750 Sing per month. The median salary, this is the part where there is a lot of disparity. Malaysia, 2,600 ringgit per month. Singapore is 5,070 Sing. So just to let that sink in, it means that 50% of the population in Singapore are already earning more than this amount, while the remaining are earning less. So mixed rice, let's talk a bit about food costs. 2 vegetables, 1 meat, 1 bowl of rice. KL prices are at least, it's around 10 to 15 ringgit already. And sometimes if you want to pair it with a drink, the cost can easily go upwards to 20 ringgit or the low 20s. So whereas in Singapore, there are some places, some less known hawker centers, you can still find economy rice at $3.50, albeit at a much smaller portion. And this data is as of 1 to 2 years ago because I went there. So some people in the comments also stated that my data isn't that accurate. Right now the prices are more towards like 6 to 7 Sing dollars for 2 vegetables, 1 meat and 1 bowl of rice. But nevertheless, the point here is that people in Singapore can still afford a decent meal below $10. Meanwhile, public transport in Malaysia, it's not really relevant because our PT still requires significant improvement. And this sentence really triggered quite a lot of people because some of them are saying that, hey, do you know that the PT in the Klang Valley has improved leaps and bounds? I entirely agree with that. But in order to get to places on time, especially if you're far away from them, what do? You definitely will normally take a Grab or you will drive there, right? Because public transport is still not that reliable yet. And we're not even talking about other populated cities or states yet, right? So in that case, it pales in comparison to Singapore. Singapore, you can pretty much get anywhere and the cost varies from 50 cents to $2.50 depending on the distance. So a bit about petrol. In Malaysia, RON 95 is heavily subsidized at 2 ringgit and 5 cents. This one also got quite a lot of people on edge because subsidies, every year the government has been piling more and more to subsidize vital items such as petrol, eggs and electricity, right? And all of this could have been spent in better areas such as, for one, our public transport, right? Next up in Singapore is $2.74. The cost of owning a Toyota Camry in Malaysia is from 220,000 ringgit. Meanwhile, in Singapore, it's from 183,000 Sing, including COE. So in Singapore, if you want to own a car, you need to have a certificate to own a car. And that certificate, you must bid for it. And the most updated cost as of October, the most updated one, is actually 130,000 Sing. Yeah, that's equivalent to 9 to 10 Perodua Axias. So that's first world country, comes with obviously first world problems. And we didn't even talk about rent costs also. I decided to omit rent costs entirely because the rent costs in Malaysia, they vary significantly. And KL also. So especially if you are living in the city centre, rent costs could range between 1,000 to 1,500 ringgit for a standard room. But if you're living at the outskirts, sometimes rents could drop to about 5 to 600 ringgit per month. But the study that I'm looking into, which is the Belanjawanku study, some of you guys may be familiar, estimates that single people living in the Klang Valley, they require only 3 to 400 ringgit per month for rent costs. So that's why I decided to omit rent costs entirely, because in Malaysia the data is not really accurate. What are the solutions for this? This one also got quite a lot of people tilted, undoubtedly, because I could have phrased the part of this post much better. What I meant was, first of all, if you guys want to counteract the depreciating ringgit, is to learn how to increase your income through upskilling or side hustles. If these options do not work for you, then it's probably a better option to apply for a job, part-time or full-time, in any country that has a stronger foreign currency. So the best deal you can have is a work-from-home deal. Right? You get a reduced pay, provided it is in the stronger foreign currency. Then you'll be able to spend that salary in Malaysia and pretty much live like kings or queens. Okay? But let me move on. So EPF, they've recorded a 33% rise in investment income to 47.86 billion compared to 34 to 35 billion in the same period, first 9 months of 2023. So that's the first part of the good news. And if we take a look into the third quarter results, the investment income has also increased to 14.67 billion compared to the same quarter last year of about 12 something billion. Okay? Percentage as of income, equities dominated 63%. Meanwhile, fixed income instruments 32%. The remaining 5% was occupied by money market and real estate. If we take a look at EPF's total assets, it stood at 1.092 trillion as of September 2023, and 37.7% of it was invested in overseas investments. Despite the lower weightage in overseas investments, in the third quarter, EPF's overseas assets, they generated over 6.55 billion, or 45% of the total investment income recorded. This one is obviously due to the US market recovering, because the Federal Reserve is looking to end their rate hikes sooner or later, right? That's why the market recently rallied. If you take a look at the S&P, Dow Jones, as well as the Nasdaq, it has went up quite a bit. Okay. So what does this all mean to our 2023 dividend? Well, according to Han, he is the ex-CEO and founder of Ringgit Plus. He said that barring any unfortunate events, and if things stay as they are for the rest of the year, then the dividend payout should range to between 5.4 to 5.7%. So I hope that this prediction comes true. Hopefully it's at the higher end of this prediction, or even exceeds Han's predictions. That will obviously benefit all Malaysians. But there is something else that we may have to worry about, in that Malaysia's retirement savings have fallen to a critical level. 6.3 million members under the age of 55, they have less than 10,000 ringgit in EPF savings right now. And if you divide that across the next 20 years post-retirement, that only gives you about 42 ringgit per month to survive. And if you're currently worried about the balance in your EPF account, you can actually take these few steps in order to gradually increase it and retire comfortably. So first of all, contribute a small amount to your EPF account every month. Doesn't matter the amount, 10 ringgit, 20 ringgit, or even 50 ringgit. It's kind of like a forced savings, okay, so that you plan for your future. Next one is to prioritize learning how to increase your income. Well, you can ask, why not reduce expenses? Yes, reducing your expenses is also important, but you can only cut a set amount of expenses until you start to eat Maggi every day and jeopardize your health. The one which has no upper limit is increasing your income. Okay, and you can do this by upskilling, learning how to improve yourself, side hustles, and I also mentioned just now, right? Go to a foreign country, whether part-time or full-time, earn their stronger foreign currency and spend it in Malaysia. Budget your expenses. You can use the 50-30-20 rule. 50% into needs, 30% into wants. The remaining 20% is allocated for your future savings. Okay, and let's say if you're unable to stick to this rule itself, any other rule is fine, as long as you have some sort of structure for your finances. And finally, pay off high interest debts first. Actually, this should be the first one. So you have any credit card debts left that the interest actually pile up really quickly. If you don't manage to pay them off, it's 18% per year. So after that, let's say you're still struggling with your loans, consult a regulatory body, consult a legitimate body, that's AKPK, Agency Counseling Pengurusan Credit, and they'll be able to structure and manage your loans. Okay? Now that's a bit about EPF. Now let's talk about ETF, Exchange Traded Funds. In Bursa Malaysia, there are over 16 types of ETFs offered, and the two most notable ones are METF US 50, these are the tickers, and Gold ETF. So you can basically invest in them just like a regular stock. So as long as you have a CDS account, tomorrow you can search it in your exchange, these tickers, and you'll be able to come up with a match, and you should be able to invest in them instantly. So let's say M Plus Global or Rakuten Trade, I think all of these ETFs are listed there as well. So METF US 50 is the Dow Jones US Titans 50. It's a Shariah-compliant ETF that tracks the 50 largest companies in the US. So if you want your portfolio to gain exposure to US stocks the Shariah-compliant way, then METF US 50 could be a good choice for you. Next one is Gold ETF. Some of you guys may be wondering where or how do I buy gold? That's true. Bursa Malaysia, you can also do that. Trade Plus, Shariah Gold Tracker, closely monitors and mirrors the performance of gold. And if you're currently using Bursa, and you're also putting some money into Bursa Gold, you may not know this, but the fund within Bursa Gold is actually this fund. Trade Plus Shariah Gold Tracker. You can go and check it out later. So some charts over here. This is Gold ETF. You can see it closely, almost one-to-one, matches the performance of gold. Meanwhile, as for the METF US 50, with the 50 largest companies in the US, it closely tracks the Dow Jones. Okay? And the last one, which I did not include in the list just now, is the China ETF. Maybe for some of you guys who are looking to diversify your holdings into emerging markets, some of you guys may believe that China may overtake US in the next few years or even decades, right? So this is one of the ways that you can gain exposure to the Chinese market. So this ETF specifically invests in Chinese stocks. And you can see that it closely mirrors the Hang Seng Index, which is the Chinese market. Right? So right now, Bursa is offering a few types of incentives for those people who are interested to invest in these ETFs. So there are monthly incentives up to 1,500 ringgit. But you may not win them because these incentives are limited only. So it's just to encourage people to buy those ETFs, right? So up next, let's talk about Luno. Right now, they are offering a new feature for you to deposit your funds instantly, and that's through Touch and Go. The maximum daily limit is 20,000 ringgit, and depending on your premium level, right, sometimes it can go as low as 5,000 ringgit, like if you're a pro user or whatnot. The minimum deposit is 10 ringgit, and deposits below 100 ringgit, they will incur a 1 ringgit transaction fee. Okay? And for those of you guys who are new to Luno, you may be buying crypto from the homepage all the time. That's actually not very efficient because you can see the service charge is very, very high. 2% fee over here. So try not to do it. Okay, from today onwards, don't buy crypto from Luno's homepage. Okay, instead, go to the homepage itself and tap on the top right 3 buttons. Okay, and then select exchange. You will go into these very complicated charts over here. Don't look at them. Tap on buy and then select market. You'll be able to buy any crypto within Luno at the current available price instantly. Okay, and you'll see that the fees charged by Luno is 3 to 4 times less. Okay, so that's one trick that you can use in order to save on your trading fees, because all of these fees, they quickly add up. But let's say right now you got a friend that recently recommended you to Luno, and it says that, hey, you deposit your first 250 ringgit, we both get 50 ringgit in rewards. Yeah, this one only applies if you buy your first crypto in the home page. Okay, so if you want to receive referral rewards from your friend, then your first purchase has to be through the home page, and then after that you can make sure to use the exchange feature, and then you have a much lesser fee. So the next one is GXBank. It allows you to earn 28 ringgit in cashbacks. Yeah, in less than 5 minutes I earned 28 ringgit, and I'm going to show you guys how to do so. For those of you guys who are not familiar with GXBank, it's Grab's newest banking app. Offers 3.0% per annum returns. Interest is paid out daily, and all you need to do to get these cashbacks, right, is to register for the app. You register for the app, you key in your IC, and after that you deposit your first 100 ringgit inside. You will instantly receive a 20 ringgit cashback, which you can also instantly cash out. Okay, so I don't understand why they want to do this. Probably they just want to encourage users to sign up. The next reward is 8 ringgit, which is not very little, okay, it's still probably another free drink. And you can get that by transferring your Do It Now ID to GXBank. Okay, so you just go to your settings somewhere over here, and you'll be able to set your Do It Now payment to GXBank, and they will instantly give you the RM8 reward, which you'll also be able to withdraw out immediately. Okay, so that's how I immediately earned almost 30 ringgit. Yeah, that's a bit about my presentation tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I tend to keep it short and sweet. And for those of you guys who are interested to register for Luno or invest in crypto but you don't know how to yet, yeah, Luno is the way to go. It's for now it's regulated by the Securities Commission in Malaysia, and it's also the largest exchange. So here's my referral code, and if you're interested, you can use it. We both earn 50 ringgit in Bitcoin for your first deposit of 250 ringgit or above. Thank you all our gatherers: Andrew, Wendy, Edward, Alex, CC, Iz, Morpheus, Urshad, Caveman, Balls, Calvin, Kai, Tommy, Jinkang, Adrian, JS, Wenyan, Dean, Duhan, Ken, Faris, Alan, Jackson, Raizan, Jeremy, Hudson, G, Jeffrey, Lawrence, and Lukman, as well as all of our learner members. Let me just quickly address this. Hi, I want to sign up yesterday, but I'm in a waiting list. Does it mean the quota is already full? Okay, so this waiting list from GXBank, right? I don't think it's full yet, because I registered a few days ago, and then they took a few like 2 or 3 days to approve me over the weekend itself. So maybe you try and wait for a few more days, and hopefully you manage to choke a spot, that's how they say it. And then after that, you'll be able to deposit your 100 ringgit, instantly get 20 ringgit back, switch your Do It Now ID, get another 8 ringgit cashback, and then after that, just run away, just take all the money out. Okay, because right now, 3% per annum is actually super low compared to Touch and Go. Touch and Go is 3.45. Compared to Rise is 5% per annum. So yeah, just register for it for the cashbacks. I will see you guys in the next session, same time, Sunday, 10 p.m. Bye guys. Good night. Stay safe.